Hello, it's working? Yeah. All right. My name is Erica. Good morning, everyone. I will present the case of Banco Palmas in Brazil. Banco Palmas is our most famous community bank. And actually, I will present the case of the digital payment platform that Banco Palmas launched in 2014. This digital payment platform is called Dinero, or e-money, if you prefer, e-money. And if you go to the website of the Dinero or e-money, we can read a bank in your hands and open your account. So this digital payment platform allowed the community bank to perform as a digital community bank. And because of this, the title of my work is a digital community bank, because it is working as a in a digital way nowadays. So, in general, this platform allows people send and receive money by the mobile or web. It works as a means of payment between consumers and bank slips, and it's also possible to buy credit to your prepaid mobile. After I will explain a little bit more. I bring here a brief history of the Banco Palmas. I don't know if everybody knows about our most famous case, but in 1982, the neighbors of a very poor community in Brazil created the Association of Neighbors. This association is called ASMOCOMP. In 1998, this association created the community bank, Banco Palmas. And Banco Palmas, in 2000, created our most famous social currency in Brazil, Palmas. So it's not good enough, but here I put the picture of the association, the place where is the association, the picture of the community bank Palmas, the Banco Palmas, and the picture of our social currency Palmas. In 10 years after they launched the social currency, the model of community banks was replicated in Brazil. Nowadays, we have more than 100 community banks. But the circulation of the social currency decreased along the time. And Banco Palmas realized that maintain Palmas circulating was very expensive. The operational cost is very expensive, printing and manage the circulation. Because of this, in 2012, Banco Palmas came up with a project of digitalizing the social currency. The idea is that the social currency could circulate in a mobile, but this first project failed in 2013, maybe, because there were a lot of partners involved in this project, and each partner had a different objective, so this project failed. In 2014, again, Banco Palmas launched a new project, in this way, in this time, with just one partner, and the name of the project was Dinero, the name of the platform. This partner was responsible for the development of the platform, and Palmas was responsible for the operations. The original idea was to work as a mobile wallet. You put credit in your cell phone or in the system, and you can expand it on through the community. But I went there last year, and the project is completely different, because nowadays the digital platform allowed the bank to perform all their operation over the internet. So nowadays it is not a digital social currency, but it's a digital community bank. I will put here a picture about this. I put here again a timeline. I try to summarize the system in one picture. In the center of the picture, we have the platform, the digital platform. And over this platform, Banco Palmas, as our main community bank, is connected with more than 30 other community banks in Brazil and connect with their representatives. These representatives, they can register new users or new merchants for the system. And the platform allows it to occur, this connection of multiple community banks, and they formed just one community bank, digital community bank, called Palmas Digital. So Palmas Digital is the name of our system, of the digital community bank, that's formed by this connection of a lot of community banks. The platform allows now to commercial banks. We can send or receive money from commercial banks, and it allows us to buy microinsurance too. So, and of course, it's possible that consumers pay merchants and merchants transfer money to other merchants, or consumers transfer money to other consumers. So the platform is much bigger than the initial project. So, in really the focus of my work, of our work, as I wrote it to Professor Diniz, is in this evolution process of the initial idea of the Dinero to nowadays, that the project is completely different in practice. It was conceived to work as a way, and nowadays it is completely different.
One question. Previous slide, was it only in reais, these transactions?
The transactions are in reais. Inside the platform is in reais. So, as my background is information system, I look for a theoretical lens that allows me to searching for social groups involved in this, but also to put focus on the technology aspects of the whole process. Because of this, I chose multi-level framework that was developed by Professor Diniz and Marley Pozzebon. And this framework allows me to analyze the case, and analyzing data that I collected then, I could here highlight what are the social relevant groups involved in this project. So, merchants, there are merchants, consumers, Banco Palmas, the Association of Neighbors, Asmocomp, and the representatives. And each of these social groups has have their own interpretative frames related to their beliefs, their concerns, their objectives with this project. In the paper, I detailed more each of this social relevant group. I think I don't have time to explain each one here. And the technology in practice, this concept here is what occurs in practice with the technology. So it was conceived to be a digital social currency, but nowadays it works as a digital community bank in a practice. So this is our practice. Palmas Digital is what occurs in the practice. So I focus here my presentation on map these negotiation mechanisms that was used among the social relevant groups that result in this practice, this Palmas Digital practice, because it was an ongoing process. I bring here these mechanisms that were used by then. So again, the title of my work is Mapping Negotiation Mechanism, because I mapped three main negotiation mechanisms that I will explain now. I map evolution, local actions, and lock-in, these three categories of mechanisms negotiation. In evolution, I put here mechanisms that are related to additional new services to the platform and additional new caching methods. I name it here charge methods, but are caching methods or deposit methods. If people that use the platform complain about the difficulty to put money inside the platform, new ways of caching or additional to the platform. So in the paper, there are a lot of examples of these methods here in evolution category. Banco Palmas, for example, established a connection with credit card companies. So people nowadays, users nowadays, are allowed to cash in money inside the platform through the credit cards, for example. In local actions are the actions used to overcoming barriers in the neighborhood. So overcoming economic barriers, technological barriers, and relationship and trust barriers. Here, for example, in technological barriers, I have an example. Banco Palmas are delivering a project of free Wi-Fi in the neighborhood. So with Wi-Fi internet, people can use the technology, the platform, and it is a kind of overcoming technological barriers. And here in lock-in category, we put actions related to attracted and retain people inside the platform. So as Banco Palmas has a lot of social projects, they pay the person, the people who are inside, who are in this social project by the platform, using the platform. So I put here subside payment. They have a lot of social projects. They organize. Banco Palmas organize a lot of events, like such as fairs, where the means of payment is this platform. And Banco Palmas is also concerned about the growth of the platform. The representatives that are working in this platform are in the neighborhood, but they are also in the very isolated places. And they are making some partnerships with companies to pay salaries through this platform. 2 or 3 companies are paying salaries using this platform. And here, these actions, this kind of actions, is named lock-in. In the paper, it is more detailed with a lot of examples of this. All right, in summarizing, I am concluding. All right. I will put here some pictures. By applying the multi-level framework, I think it's possible. It would be possible to highlight the role of technology in both ways, as a result of social process, but also as a trigger for a new social process, because it is a feedback looping. And the mechanism is mapped here. I think it could be used for another community banks in Brazil. And I bring some pictures of the Banco Palmas. Here, I don't know if it's possible to see, but is the folder of the Wi-Fi internet, the project of Wi-Fi that is created in the neighborhood. Here is a occupied school. We interview some students that receive scholarship using Palmas Digital. I don't know if it's possible to see, but in Brazil it was a great movement of secondary students, and near the Banco Palmas there was this school. Here is a social project run by the Banco Palmas by Banco Palmas, where women can cooking for their emancipation. They own their own kitchen and cooking for the people, and women in this project receive money through the platform. Here I put a picture of a local merchant, a local business that accepts payment through the platform, through Dinero. It's a common local merchant in Ceará, in Fortaleza, where the Banco Palmas is located. And here a famous dance grouping of the neighborhood, and this dancer group received their payment through the platform, through the Dinero platform. They make presentations in a very famous beach park in Brazil. All right, is this.
So we have 5 minutes more to exchange and make questions because, well, this is the advantage of a woman and engineer system. She can manage the time, but we generally most of the time cannot. So we have 20 minutes 15 minutes for questions and answers. See? Yes?
Yes, you explained that the platform, the Dinero platform, is used to exchange reais. Is it also used to exchange local currency or community currency?
No, Banco Palmas in 2017 buys the platform patent, and Banco Palmas nowadays could be considered a fintech, a kind of fintech, because they are who manage the platform. And in other places in Brazil, for example, in the Curitiba, there are another community bank using this platform, but inside this platform, it's running local currency, named Neuro. So, but in Ceará, in the case of Banco Palmas, what circulates is real.
Can you repeat this comparison you made to Neuro? What has Neuro to do with this?
Neuro is using this platform.
Okay. Also.
But when you see your balance, you see it in euros. You don't see it in reais.
Palmas.
You don't. Palmas is not using anymore here in Banco Palmas. You see your balance in reais.
Yes.
What circulates is reais.
Okay. Is it clear?
The Palmas stopped operation.
As I could realize, it stopped.
Yes, please.
Okay, so what happened?
Please, with Michael, because we are.
What happened in Banco Palmas is that they created the currency to create the idea of consumption in the neighborhood, so for people to make consumption in the neighborhood. But along the time, so this idea of consumption inside the neighborhood becomes so strong, so they don't actually need the currency anymore to create the idea. So then they actually give up the currency itself, but they keep the idea of consumption inside the neighborhood.
You could summarize that the local currency was a form of protectionism. Now they succeeded and don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but as Erica said, so in other neighborhoods, they are still in the process of creating this idea. So then they are still using the community currency inside the application mobile.
Well, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my 10 palmas that Luis Artur paid me for some conversation in Brazil? I have my 10 palmas in another mobile phone that I have with the Dinero. It's also very interesting to tell you because maybe Brazilian people know so much about Banco Palmas that they forget that other people don't. No? So I want to explain this. Dinero, when we name this, means in Portuguese, it is money. Dinero. Can you get the meaning? So to tell people that was out of the bank systems that when they get this is money is very attractive and very special itself, okay? So,
We still keep this, but
yes. Yes, no, let me show this. This was made in Argentina. This was printed in Argentina. I was at the very beginning of this project. It was co-financed by Strohalm, and I was there in Palmas in Conjunto Palmeira for a month to launch this. And I insist that, well, Numa is not here, but maybe he can join us if he arrives, because I insist that the process inside the territory started with this. And it is 2002, it's not 2000, because I was there, I know. It was 2002, but anyway, what I mean is that it's the proof that this was printed in Argentina. It's very bad written, because we were not very strong with the language by this time, and it was, there is an awful mistake here that nobody cares, because the important in this currency was the barcode that we never used. I mean, trust is this social phenomenon. We never used this. This comes from Argentinian currency called Ecovale, you know. We did this in case, but because by the time we already knew that trust has been exploded in Argentina. So we never used this but it was, you know, just an impression that people had that you can trust this because there's a barcode in it. So that's what I think Eduardo said. It's an amazing conclusion of this. So when trust is there and people know that when they deal and then trade among them, we don't need the currency anymore. Okay, thank you. I don't want to go. No, you still have time. Woo, we have 10 minutes. It's amazing. Questions? More questions about this? I owe you this explanation. Where is the mistake here? The linguistic mistake in this? Okay, I'll tell you. If you don't get it. Maybe
already got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's products and services, and it was not correctly, properly. Yeah, please.
Okay.
No, without Michael, please, because you'll be out of history.
I've been for a few time inside the bank of Preventório in Niterói, next to Rio de Janeiro, which follows the methodology of Banco Palmas. I think they believe that this kind of currency inside the phone is still a social currency. What do you think about this? Because you said that, in your opinion, it's not actually a social currency, it's reais, and it has to do with the question of the identity of the community. What do you think about it?
Where it's working?
Yeah.
When I went to Banco Palmas, I was interested in study social currency na mobile. But when I got there, Joaquim said me, your object of study completely changed. Because nowadays we are performing a community bank, a digital community bank, and a social currency anymore. So it's changing my mind. And I don't know exactly what to answer to you. But I think it's still thinking about the identity, the pride of your own money.
Maybe even Joaquim doesn't know yet what's going on with the social currency and the digital.
Yeah.
All this mix.
Yeah, but they converse about reais. It's not about palmas anymore. It's reais.
Yeah.
You put your balance in reais.
In Niterói they call it was Preve, and now they call it digital Preve.
Yeah. So I see some products that the language is in social currency, but in Palmas, in Palmeiras, they don't call palmas. They call reais.
The Palma Digital.
Palmas is the name of the system,
Yeah.
The community bank, the head of.
Yeah, I think one thing that we should consider that since from the beginning, the main objective was to create local development. So this is And then the currency was an instrument to reach local development and to promote local development. And as they grew in the sense of the community, and they saw that there was other possibilities, and specifically because also the community currency was fully backed by the national currency in Brazil. And so they still keep the focus on local development, but they change the instrument. I think that's the main idea. Yeah, and of course, and the platform is also interesting because it allows to connect the different communities that are in different stages of growing this process of local development. So in other communities where they still need the consolidation of the local development and the consumption in the local neighborhood, they still can use the same platform with a different currency. So just to make this happen. But in the case of Palmas, I think they are on other level now. So they are already using the platform to do local development, but with reais, with Brazilian.
And the point is that it was always called. I think that I feel very comfortable to add this. As a matter of fact, until now, Banco Palmas is not a bank. It's an NGO and it's an institute. And it's very important to know this because when you talk to fintech people, we think of Banco Palmas as a bank. It's a neighbors association in the beginning, okay? In the beginning. So I think it's not negligible. I think it's not less important to mention this. It's not. It was the conversion, the deconstruction of the idea of bank as a mysterious instrument of power, of financial system, governments, and all the circuits we know about Bankia, for instance, for people here in Spain. So I think that this is, we cannot jump across this. I feel very close to Palmas, and I think it's very important because it was never a bank. It was created as a bank for poor people that were out of the bank systems. Okay, we forget it because you were inside, you know. But I think for people that are not from Brazil and that do not belong to the systems, it was an NGO. In the beginning, they didn't have the juridical, even the constitution of the association was made to make the first microcredit system that was, all the money was spent preparing the party to launch the system of the microcredit system. So it's very crazy. We have to write this with anthropology. It's not, it was not, the field is not a field of technology. It's politics and anthropology. Okay, do you want to add?